Okay,
So
so
what's happening?
obviously I'm struggling with this pick because I've been only using.
You've been walking around with it all the day in your hands still, right? You still carry your pick everywhere you go.
Well,
it's like
I'd be
those
lying
when they
if I
give
said
high school kids the assignment of taking
Keep
care of
the
a baby
baby.
with an egg. You know, it's like, you carry this egg around for the next
I've gotten
week.
enough on that.
Okay.
So
Yeah. So you're carrying a pick.
But I do have a pick, and I'm playing with the pick. But what I'm finding is that you said something last week that really brought me back to my senses. Everything I play, my focus is on learning how to play it, not learning how to play it right.
Yes.
So that when I go from D to B minor,
yeah,
I can get there if I'm doing nothing.
Right.
But if I'm using a pick,
yeah,
and I try to get there doing it the way you told me, right?
Yeah.
I have to stop to do it, and my fingers don't go there well. And so what it is that I'm not very, it's either the pick that's bugging me, or it's that I'm not, like almost every song that I know that I've learned from you that's technical, I have 2 or 3 rough spots. And those 2 or 3 rough spots, I play about an hour a day. And what I do is I start out with playing the songs that I know,
right.
So that
that's a good warm up, and good for your confidence and stuff.
Yeah, exactly. Only every song almost has rough spots.
Even the ones you've been playing forever.
Well, the ones I've been learning.
Yeah, okay, the newer ones.
Not 30 years ago.
Yeah,
Those are just chords and stuff. So yeah, no, it's the ones that are technically hard in some way. Yeah. And so like getting from one place, to another is kind of rough and doesn't sound good, right? Yeah. And so what I've been thinking is that I just keep playing it, and that eventually I'll get good at it. But what I think I'm doing is I'm training myself to play it wrong, so that now I'm really getting good at playing it wrong.
Right.
And that's what I'm doing. And I'm like, every time I get to a certain place, in a song that I really like, I can just like speed through and I'm playing along, and all of a sudden I get to that spot, and now I have a little anxiety about that spot. So then I can't hit that spot to save my life unless I slow way down.
Yeah.
And so then it messes up every song because...
So you have to play it, you have to isolate that part, and you have to get in a different mode. You have to get in like in the beginning, you're in warm-up and confidence building mode.
Right.
Okay, and then you start playing the harder stuff, and 90% of, or the newer stuff, and 90% of it is probably in pretty good shape. And then you've got those couple little parts that now this is the battle part now of exercising. I'm talking about that as I'm doing the same thing. It's like I'm going to exercise today, and but I don't. The hard part for me is just getting started.
Right.
Once you get started, it's okay.
Right.
And then you're like on task and say, okay, I've set aside half an hour, 40 minutes, or whatever. I'm going to do something. And so practicing is kind of the same way. It's like you got to make sure that every time you practice, you've set aside, and it might be it might be 10 minutes. Say for 10 minutes, I'm gonna work on all the stuff that drives me nuts, or one thing that drives me nuts.
I'm just going to write out all the words.
What I was going to say here with this is, how is it working when you're going from the D to G to D to A stuff?
Well, the D, I won't be able to play it here, but... And then...
Okay, so do that again. What I want to do, I want to hear you connect the D to the G. So don't just restart on the G. So do 2 measures of D.
Oh.
Then getting back to the D. And then to the A. Okay. So at every chord change there's a slight hesitation.
I'm hesitating,
yeah. And
having to think about picking too much.
So what you got to do there is, even on the easy chords, even the D to G to A thing, the first step, or we got to back up a little bit, okay? Yeah. You could practice that strumming thing without even having a chord on. You could sit there and say, I'm just going to work on going from the 6th string to the 4th. Save your left hand. Don't even do anything with your left hand. Just let it suffer like that. I mean, or just ignore the noise, okay? And then say I'm going to work on the 4th to the 5th.
That's where I'm having my trouble, is isolating the different